Hey everyone, it's Friday. That's another podcast coming at you. I actually forgot it was Friday. That's why this one's going up a little bit late. I usually have them up by 12 p.m. Pacific time, but I don't know, it's like past 1:30 now. That's my bad. I've lost complete track of time in days with the lockdown. It actually got extended here in Nevada, so instead of mid-April, it's going to be theoretically ended April 30th, I believe. I think everyone can go back to work on May 1st. That's tentative. You know, that's what they're saying right now. But with that being said, I've lost track of time. I completely forgot it was Friday. So sorry this is coming out late. I actually do have some decent collegiate news though. This is about Carl Leone. He's sometimes more known as Freakin' Pope on the collegiate circuit. He was the one of the former players on Robert Morris University, and he was the former coach now for Aquinas Esports. He recently took a position over at Oakland University. He is now going to head up their esports program and try to drive it to success. So congratulations, Carl. I'm glad there's some good news going on. You're succeeding. We're in a time when it's a weird time for progress, but I'm really happy for you. Congratulations, and I hope to see a lot of good things coming out from Oakland University. Guest this week is going to be a coach from University of British Columbia, Coach Cris specifically. He goes by Nampion on Twitter. I'll have that in the description below. But I know I've already had somebody from University of British Columbia, former manager Carmen, during their peak time in Collegiate League of Legends. This time I'm going to have Cris, who is the most recent coach for their League of Legends team. We're actually pretty chill together. We played Rainbow Six every now and then together, and we met back at a CSL final in California. I think it was Huntington Beach, and yeah, he's a nice dude. So it was nice having him on here. We just kind of talk about his esports career, and we talk about Rainbow Six as well, and we talk about a few other things. It was nice. We also talk about the origin of his name, Nampion. That actually means, I believe, husband in Korean, and it's a really nice story how he got it. So I hope you enjoy. Here it is. All right. So this was originally scheduled for tomorrow, but you said your work boomed you, which I'm assuming mean fired.
I guess laid off is
Laid,
the more correct term.
no. I'm so sorry for work.
No, it's okay.
Laid off is definitely the appropriate term. So that's because of everything going on, I'm assuming.
Yeah, they had to reduce like store hours, and then they're like, "Yeah, we got to reduce hours in general." And I'm like, "Okay, well, I guess I'm going."
Yeah. What were you doing, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, I was just working at a grocery store. It's nothing like too big.
Grocery stores laid off?
Yeah.
That's surprising because they're hiring here because there's such a high demand at this point. Like people just still. Well, actually, my wife went to the grocery store a couple days ago, and she said it was actually starting to die down. But there's still no food. Like, well, there's food, but it's like not very many essential things. Like, eggs are being limited. Toilet paper is just non-existent still. I'm so grateful I found some like a week ago, or else I'd be using like tortillas or jumping on into the shower every time I use the bathroom. I ordered a.
Did you say tortillas?
Yeah, there was a meme where where it had tortillas hanging off the toilet paper roll because no one could get toilet paper, and I was like,
Oh,
and
no.
I think it had the caption, "This is about to be my life," and I was like, man, this actually, I bet that wouldn't feel that bad.
What the? Would you just rather eat the tortilla though?
Uh, isn't that a weird world we live in where I don't have to worry about food? I worry about wiping my ass more.
That's okay. That's fair, I guess. But yeah, yeah, grocery store. Like, I guess, like we had like so many people working that like
Yeah,
they had to reduce hours because the store isn't as busy.
that's
It's like
fair.
people are too afraid to go outside at this point.
Yeah, yeah, it's weird. Are you still going to college, or have you graduated and you're
Oh,
just
I'm done. I'm done.
yeah? Okay, so I was wondering if that would be affected or not or anything. I talked to Carmen a couple days ago from UBC, like
Oh,
the original UBC team,
yeah.
and I mean she's like past college and everything, but she's mostly just staying indoors too. So I haven't really gotten much of an effect of like how much or gotten much of an example of how much Canada is being affected because so far when I've talked to it's just I guess been indoors like us. But I mean so far you and I have both been laid off, so
Yeah.
there's a comparison.
Well, like people, like my friends, obviously, like my teammates and stuff, they're still in college. Like all the classes were like online, but everyone's kind of like either just lazy, so they're not doing anything much class wise, like they just kind of just skip, or like a lot of the classes actually have been canceled. Like I know one of my good friends is that like he actually went back home, like to Pakistan, just because like there's no point of him really staying in Vancouver to do class.
Right. Yeah. That's man, being an international student right now has got to be rough. I can't imagine.
Yeah,
I mean, there's always going to be hurdles even when there's not a pandemic. But right now, like with borders closed, everything's starting to really be locked down. Whew, that's yeah. I best of luck to the to that fellow because
yeah.
man, he's got a journey and some other things he has to worry about at this point. What have you been up to these days besides being laid off?
Um, Recently, since like we got eliminated from like CLOL and CSL, like I kind of stopped coaching, so I've been kind of just chilling. I was working until I got laid off, but now I'm kind of just chilling, catching up on some Netflix shows,
That's
playing
cool.
some League, just like the general things basically about yourself.
Uh, I mean, I guess kind of the same. So when this whole thing first started, I wanted to book as many of these as possible to keep myself optimistic and driven. And so far it's working, but I'm like slightly overwhelmed. Though as I'm like getting them knocked out, I'm feeling a little bit better every time because I just kind of my ambition grew too much for my own like my own will, my own drive to go, and like I said, I booked a lot, so I have a lot of these coming up, and that's actually why I was kind of keen on asking you to move to today because I already done one today. I'm happy to do two because now I can just rest tomorrow and like maybe record like intros and outros, but that's like nothing, and it only takes me like 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes to do all that. So I just wanted a little time to rest because other than that, I would be doing these every day, which is not a bad thing. It's always good to be busy, but I guess I just overwhelm myself by accident. And other than that, yeah, I'm playing video games. I have not left the house except for to walk my dog, which
That's good though, staying safe.
yeah, it's yeah. I guess normally I would go to like a grocery store. Sometimes I would try to venture out, um, just to sightsee. I did. Oh, actually, you know what? I did drive. So I live in Las Vegas, and I did drive down the Strip because the Strip is completely shut down, except for like some restaurants that are only doing delivery and takeaway. I did check that out, and it was kind of creepy. I took pictures. And I'm gonna post them pretty soon. But
Sounds pretty. Yeah, the city that never sleeps is sleeping.
it's taking a nap. Yeah, it's interesting. I do want to go hiking because I don't feel like I'm pretty introverted in the first place. I'm chill talking to on doing a podcast, talking to my friends, talking to you, obviously, um, uh, 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 playing video games. But it's weird whenever I have the choice to do that, and then I don't have the choice, and now all of a sudden I want to go hiking because I guess that's just me saying, like internally, I'm stuck here. Let's rebel, and I
He
guess
just wants to go against the grain.
yeah, which is senseless a lot, especially now. But hiking is all right. The governor said we can go hiking. He hasn't shut those down. Shut down the what do they call those? Little like
A big group events.
yeah. No, the group events are done. Like even casinos, they're done. I work in a casino. They're all done right now.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Can't get my gambling fix now, dude.
Yeah, I was wondering, is like, who wants to gamble right now, anyways? But there's a surprising amount. I mean, before we got closed down, the reduction of play was definitely there, but there were still people just gambling, touching all their buttons and stuff. And even though we were taking steps before the actual shutdown, the government mandated shutdown, we were taking steps to like avoid or reduce any sort of like transmission of germs and such, and so all the machines are being cleaned like every hour on like every hour on the hour. So we were reducing things, but people are still out there playing. I'm like, all right, well, I don't get it.
Every hour though, that's pretty crazy. But like, I
It
guess it's
is.
safety, right?
Yeah, it is. It's very crazy, but that's what they thought. They just wanted to stay open, and they wanted to give people a reason to come in and spend money, because obviously a casino is like their whole business is to take your money, and if they don't encourage that, then they're just
Not doing it right.
yeah yeah they're failing at their ambitions.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
So what games are you playing right now besides League?
Besides League, I've been playing like Ultimate Alliance on the Switch.
How is that?
Uh, I bought it like a year or two ago, and I just like now started playing it, and it's pretty. Just have more time on my hands. Other than that, regular like R6, Borderlands 3, just with the friends. Like nothing too spectacular out there. Like I know everyone's crazy about Animal Crossing, right?
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I'm not into those types of games, so I'm kind of just playing my own kinds of games on that. About yourself, you still playing art?
I am, yeah. Rainbow Six is still almost an everyday thing, unless I go down an RPG hole, and sometimes I'll do that, and I'll just drown my day in like a Final Fantasy or a Witcher or a Divinity. Soon it's going to be Final Fantasy VII Remake. If I can get a hold of it, I'm not going to go to a GameStop because I don't support them being open right now. I don't care what is there for me. I don't support that. So if I can download Final Fantasy VII digitally, I'm going to.
That's fair. I feel like GameStop, like they still do their own thing, but it's like everything's been digital like a couple years now. So I
Yeah,
haven't actually been to a GameStop in a while. Like everything I've bought in like the most recent games are all been. I don't know. I just feel like you can save like you don't need it. Okay, how am I supposed to say this? You don't need to buy like game cases and like the game devices. It's kind of saves the environment.
yeah, no, that's totally valid. That's actually a really good reason not to buy them. The only reason I like to buy those sort of things is for collector's editions that I can't get on a digital. Like yeah, for example, Elder Scrolls when that came out, which I think was the last thing I bought on collectors in person. I got like the dragon, which I forget his name, Anduin. I don't remember. I actually don't remember what the name of the dragon is now. But I got like an art
That's
book.
fair.
I got like an art book that was really cool. I am a sucker for collector's editions, but yeah, I mean it's not important enough for me to yeah, like you said, like just contribute to more of the waste in the world, but also like
Yeah,
I don't want to get sick.
yeah. I think like the big thing right now is the sickness, but like I can agree with you. Like I used to buy like collector's edition stuff just like on the games that I like.
Yeah,
I don't think it's worth it right now.
yeah. No, it's not, at least not to me.
Yeah,
But
me either.
as far as your collegiate career, I'm sorry you lost, but honestly, it looks like it didn't matter anyways because everything is going to be canceled no
Yeah,
matter
everything
what.
got canceled.
Yeah. That was a shame. How's your team doing, by the way? I was looking forward. Oh, I guess you guys. I mean, you wouldn't. I guess you said you lost to CSL, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. I was looking forward to people coming to Vegas, and that got canceled too. But yeah. How's your team doing? How are you doing in UBC?
Um,
How is UBC doing for a team right now? Because I talked to Carmen, and
UBC.
she doesn't know too much about today's. She keeps in a little bit of contact, but we mostly talked about yesteryear. But how's it doing today?
Oh, okay. So like UBC right now, a lot of our star players, this was like their last year. Like IE was like our rock in the top lane. We had our sub support who's been really like good at teaching the new people how to like macro the game, and then our 80 carry lies. They're all graduating, so like um I guess you can kind of say like UBC is going into like a small bit of rebuild mode for now, because we don't know for sure if like you've heard of the name Kazahana. We're not sure if he's going back to school next year or not. We're not sure if our mid laner's coming. So my assistant coach who's going to be taking over next year, so I guess he's going to be the head coach now. He basically told me that like he's going to do his own like small rebuild thing. We had a 10-man roster this year, which was kind of weird because we're supposed to keep the team very competitive. You have to fight for your role and stuff, but it ended up kind of like messing the team up a bit because everyone knew like our weak point in League of Legends was our bottom lane. So our like sub mid laner, sub jungler and stuff would like they would just like practice AD carry to try to get on the main roster. But like I can see them like why they did that and all that. But like
They didn't practice their
uh,
sub roles.
yeah, they didn't practice their sub roles. So like if we needed a sub top laner because our main top laner couldn't make it, then it's like, oh, we don't have one anymore.
That sucks.
Yeah, a bit through the season, I ended up with like 480 carries, 3 supports, so it's kind of weird.
All right.
But yeah, I think like honestly, in the next 2 years, UBC will be back up there. I trust William, who will be the coach next year. He has like a pretty good mindset for esports and like building a team. So I trust like within the next 2 years, UBC will be a top team again. I'm not gonna say they're gonna win it all. I'll say they'll be like up there because I
They're
don't know
usually
how
top
like
10 somewhere in some ranking. They're usually top 10
yeah,
somewhere.
we were doing pretty well like CSL power ranking wise until we lost. A lot of the problems on like little insider here is like why we lost. Sorry, hold on. Sorry, someone's just yelling. I didn't want to.
Oh, you're good.
Yeah. A lot of the reason why we lost was because a lot of people got busy within like school timing. So I think within like playoffs started when we needed to like scrim a lot, but then that was also like midterm season, so a lot of people would rather study, which is fine because the year before this year I got disqualified due to like someone not being good at like school. So I was fine with them studying, but a lot of our problems stemmed from us not practicing a lot. Even during like reading week, everyone was like, "Yeah, let's practice every day. We got it." But then I would schedule a scrim every day, and like 2 people from the main roster would show up, and then like
Ooh.
3 people from the sub roster would show up. So like obviously like it would be tilting to the people on the main roster.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
it sounds like the potential was there. It just wasn't being, fulfilled by the all the key players.
it happens. I guess like me and my manager could have done a better job, like like reeling them in. But like I guess if you're busy type thing.
Yeah. So what's your role going to be for going forward? Are you going to take a step back and let everyone else handle it since you're graduated, moving on, or are you going to still have some sort of role in the esports community of UBC?
I think I'm gonna be like a ghost next season. Maybe just do some amateur league stuff, like with some amateur teams. I did kind of what I wanted to do this year, which was that like try to win, and obviously that didn't happen. But I also was like training the first year, second year students for next year. So I think I'm not gonna be a part of UBC next year unless they like really need some help, which I'm happy to help if they like call me up for it. But other than that, I'll be ghost mode if they don't need me from UBC. That's basically it.
Understand. Gotcha. How did you get into the role at UBC? I mean, obviously you played and I mean you were there, but how did you get into the role of coach? Where did that come about? Where did Coach Cris come from?
Oh, so when I first started there, I was a jungle ADC player for like one of the sub teams, and everyone noticed that like my game knowledge was like a bit higher than like me playing in like a low diamond league. So one of the members from B team who I was friends with, he like asked me to coach, and at the time I was having wrist problems and stuff, so I didn't really want to play. So I was like, yeah, sure, I'll help you guys coach and stuff. That was the year that I actually met you, the CSL finals in Huntington Beach.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the year. That was my first year coaching B team,
That
and
was
we
a good
made a
first
pretty
year.
good run. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like after that, like I started to study like other coaches, like how they do stuff, like the more psychological part, helping people get like a better mental about the game, as well as trying to hold my like in game. So my in game knowledge was definitely there, and I'm like, yeah, I'm down to help people, and I'm down to win, even if I'm not playing. So that's kind of where it came from. Like people were saying, like I had a pretty good like in game knowledge stuff. So yeah, that's where I started coaching. I guess my wrist problem had to help a lot about that. Like, cause
Yeah.
I think if I was still pretty healthy with that, I would probably still be playing, like trying out for like the main team and stuff, playing on the B team. But yeah, as much as bad as it sounds, thanks for the wrist problems. I appreciate coaching.
It's good to find a positive outlook on everything, even the unfortunate. So,
Yeah.
I mean that's good. That's turning a weakness into a strength. So, was Huntington Beach your first live event?
For UBC it was. I played in a couple like LAN tournaments, but as a coach and for UBC, Huntington Beach was the first live event.
And were the land tournaments, were those for any amateur teams or anything like that, or is that just like a ragtag group that, hey, there's a prize pool here, let's go compete for it?
It was probably just like me and my friends going to like before PAX had like play-in tournaments and then like local tournaments and stuff. What they weren't as big as Huntington Beach, so I guess like Huntington Beach is the first big, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So what are your ambitions after you? I mean, you said you wanted to be a ghost, but is there anything else you're going to be doing? Did you end up graduating from UBC?
Yeah, I did. But for now, I'm gonna weigh my options with this whole coaching thing. If I can, you know, try out for like a pro team or an amateur team, academy team, like my resume's there. My DMs are open to anyone watching. But yeah, it's kind of too early because like this whole Corona thing is like stopping a lot of hires right now.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of amateur teams are looking for a coach, so I've been like talking to some teams. But I do want to coach some more, but I don't think I should coach UBC anymore just for the sheer fact that I know that there's a lot of people at UBC that are better than me that can get the. So yeah, I think it's time for me to move on to like maybe something amateur scene or maybe who knows, go to school somewhere else and coach them.
Yeah, honestly, so a lot of people do that. So that's the thing about coaching these days is that there are so many other schools that you might have to move internationally. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of opportunity I know for that in the United States, but yeah, there's a lot of. I mean, if you ever go to Hitmarker Jobs, they have a lot of coaching opportunities. Now, some of them aren't in the most entertaining spots in the world. I mean, there's some colleges on there. I mean, I haven't even heard of, and I Google them, and they have a population of like 1,000 or so. I'm like, oh, well, that's nice, but it's still a coaching career, and it's somewhere to go. That's actually and you can still go back to college if you wanted to. I don't know your ambitions on that, but those are options that are available. And a lot of the schools that are putting their funding into these esports programs, they're actually going pretty hard because it's cheaper to fund an esports program than it is, say, a football program or a basketball program or even a soccer program. Because I mean, you need less space, you need less faculty because you don't need you don't need a field to be able to play esports. All you need is like I don't know. Have you ever seen any of the pictures from Columbia College's like facility?
I haven't seen theirs, but I've seen like Harrisburg's.
Yeah, Harrisburg's is nice. Yeah, Harrisburg's is cool. It's like I don't want to call it the basement, but it is the lower level of the Harrisburg building. But yeah, they like renovated it, and it looks gorgeous, and they have a lot of equipment there. But the Columbia Colleges, theirs is like a little bit larger than a shack that they renovated inside and made it look really, really, really nice. But it's still like a really small space and like small because Columbia College is a very small college, and that's like the beauty of esports that you can get into these small colleges and they're still very passionate about expanding the program because they can't get into the other huge programs like football and become one of those kind of colleges. So yeah, man, if you wanted to keep coaching, I think there's plenty of opportunity for you if you're willing to go to one of those small colleges and then work your way up, because obviously all the other colleges are going to be hiring too. I mean, Harrisburg, they have X Special as their coach.
Yeah.
That guy took a step back from pro league just to go coach. Now I don't know how he was doing pro during that time. He's been there a long time, but to still be able to make that step should say something that coaching in collegiate still is a very viable road. And I think if you wanted to pursue it, I think you have all the. I mean, you have a resume, obviously. You have a top 4 placement in collegiate. I mean, you got the qualifications. I think you could really impress the school if you wanted to.
Yeah, I was looking around at it, but I think like the main thing I was looking for, like if I were to like go internationally, was I need a way to sustain myself over there. So I would like some colleges and stuff like it's a voluntary position and like some
don't do
obviously
those.
offer pay.
No, you're doing that right now.
So,
Don't do those.
yeah. We don't need to do voluntary if I'm moving international.
Yeah, don't go lateral. You wanna go up.
Exactly.
But no, I mean there are still a lot of places that do pay though. I don't know. You know what? If I ever I do look on Hitmarker quite a bit for just various collegiate jobs and obviously local jobs too. I'll throw some your way just to give you options because
For sure.
yeah, man, it's I think I don't know. I think if you wanted to pursue it, I think you should, and now's the time to do it because there's a lot of colleges hiring. I guess that's all I'm trying to say. I feel like I might be rambling a little bit about it, and I'm sorry about
No, no,
that.
no. It's completely fair. Like, I was obviously gonna like apply and stuff, but like, obviously you go back to like the whole coronavirus
Yeah,
thing. Like,
that's ruining everything.
yeah, it actually just like threw everything down a level for me. I don't want to get sick, and I'm pretty sure like they're closing the Canadian-U.S. border or something like that.
Yeah, they
So I
I
can't really do that right now.
they announced it the other day. I don't know if it's officially closed or not, but yeah. You know I'm a wrestling fan, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right. Well, Brock Lesnar, who's the WWE champion, he lives in Canada, and it's questionable whether or not he's gonna be here for WrestleMania now. As
Wait,
the
he lives in Canada?
yeah, he's born in from Minnesota, but he has like a farmhouse up in Canada with his wife, and
Oh, what the?
he just chills up there. Yeah, right.
Okay. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, all right.
Yeah, I guess he like lives in the forest or the mountains, or I want to say on a farm, but he like, yeah, he's like an isolationist kind of guy, and he just like chills up in Canada on his time off, which he has a lot because he works that into his contract, and it's now it's now like questionable whether or not there's going to be a WWE Championship match at WrestleMania because it's already going to be happening in front of a live like no crowd in their performance center, which is unprecedented. But now
Dude,
we might just not have a championship
I
match.
just can't watch wrestling with no crowd. I don't know. I just can't. I
Ooh,
tried watching AEW the other day, dude, and like,
they're
what was it
trying.
like Luke Harper or whatever? And like, dude, that would have been like the loudest pop
I
ever. And then
know.
Matt Hardy came out. I'm like, dude, there's no crowd.
I know. It's hard. I'm glad you're giving it a shot because man, bless their hearts, they are freaking trying. And yeah,
Yeah.
it's obviously off. You don't realize how much that crowd plays into just everything when it's gone. Like
Stone Cold came back, dude. His promo kind his promo was like a little toned down because of no crowd, dude.
he even got up on the ring, like the turnbuckle, and like like gave the pose to nobody.
Yeah.
And I guess I get it because it it's his
He would
thing.
have done it if like the crowd was there, so he got to do it if they're not.
Yeah, it's weird, man. I want it to be done. I want my wrestling back. I want collegiate esports back. I
Yeah,
want
me too, dude.
I wanted my friends to visit me from CSL and all the players and stuff, man.
Yeah, I think like honestly like I don't want to like point fingers or anything, but like the whole coronavirus, I will point finger at it because I guess this can also go like little shots fired here, but like CSL they always schedule like their finals during exam time, and it's like just impossible for my players to like go to like the finals if we even make it. So that's why like a lot of my players were like demotivated to play because like oh yeah if we even make the finals we can't even play in it. So then when things moved online, everyone was like oh yeah let's go, but like I think it's been 2-3 years in a row now that like the finals have been during our exam
Yeah,
times,
they're
and it's
pretty
just
consistent with the timing.
yeah it's just during our exam times. I think the top 3 we actually had to like get our esports department to try to move our exam times just because like our top laner, our mid laner, and our superstar jungler back then they couldn't make it if like it was during this time. But thank God they're like able to move our exam.
Yeah, I've heard that as a plea to like for them to move. I don't know. So I didn't really do much with CSL this year. I did content last year, and then the year before that I was like casting and all that. But I didn't really do much in esports in general this year, unless it's something like this in my own volition. But yeah, I have no idea what their frame of mind is with the timing of everything. It is one of those things where like no matter what time you have it, unless you have it in the summer, it's gonna interfere with people. Unless you have it in January, it's gonna interfere with people. But that's not long enough to run a season. And
Yeah.
and by the time summer gets here, people are out of school and doing other things. So timing is really hard to get down with when you have hundreds of schools to work with and you have everyone with a different schedule. So, and it sucks. Yeah, that I mean, the timing's gonna suck. I guess what I'm trying to say is the timing's gonna suck no matter what, no matter who you
Yeah,
are.
there's not really a way you can fix it. It's just like rough for us.
Yeah, no, I got you. But like I said, you don't got to worry about it this year.
Yeah, I don't gotta worry about it anymore unless I randomly find myself back on.
Hey, so talking about UBC real quick again, how was the mindset with the upper echelons of UBC and esports nowadays? Because I know for how big and how successful of an esports program that the students have managed at UBC, it's I would say it's one of the more powerful schools that have an actual record that don't have any sort of scholarship program. How is the view from, if you know, from UBC's upper echelon to esports right now?
Um, like within like UBC themselves, obviously, like I
Yeah,
can't really speak for much. I was like, one of my best friends was a VP and stuff. But other than that, I know they're working on us, like trying to get like scholarships going. But it's kind of more of the along the lines of like we need to prove that like esports is a thing to UBC, and like obviously in the past couple of years UBC hasn't been really producing much, like other than the top three finish in CSL. Uh, I'm honestly think like they're onto something. Like I've been talking to like the esports pres a while ago, but like he knows what he's doing. He knows like where to start. He knows how to get like his sponsorships and stuff. But the biggest problem right now that like is a common theme with UBC is that like we is funding, right? Like
yeah.
since it's not a scholarship thing, like we actually qualified for DreamHack Anaheim, but we couldn't go because we didn't have the funding to like fly out there and stuff. So um, I think they're getting a lot of funding from events and stuff, but like obviously like they can't spend it all in one spot. But uh, back to the UBC will be a top team again in like 2 years. I think like they're on their way to something and they'll get to there pretty soon. It just depends on like how things work out in like the next year or so.
Fair enough. Yeah, I was wondering because I know that's been a struggle. Because I even asked Carmen about it, and it's just something that's always. It seems like it's always on their radar, but they quite haven't got to the point of pulling the trigger on that one. So, yeah, I do hope that one because UBC has, even if you're not producing championship caliber teams at this exact moment, like there's still a legacy there. Even every team has years of drought. Every team has, uh, uh um, years of standout performance. So I mean, I hope they look at more metrics than just the championships. Which obviously championships you do want to be a championship team, but that's the thing. UBC they have been multiple times on multiple levels under a couple different regimes too. So that's a yeah. I mean they could look at that and still I think make a decent argument. But of course I'm just like talking into the wind here because it's a essentially a company is what a college is. So
Yeah. They gotta like look for what's good for the
yeah,
school too. Right? But yeah, I feel like if UBC does get scholarships, I feel like obviously it can make the team a really good, like team depending on like what team you're looking at. Because obviously people know that UBC have won like ULOL or whatever, like two
yeah.
years in a row or whatever. People we've had like standout talent like Bob Chin. We had Gate come out and stuff like that. Altec was a Vancouver boy, but I don't know if he went to UBC.
And I was
But
wondering.
yeah,
I remember Alltech being there. I don't remember where he went.
I actually don't either. I
Yeah,
know he played in a lot of like UBC tournaments back, but yeah, like we've had some names come out of Vancouver a lot, and like a lot of Vancouver players are like high challenger. They've been challenger for a while, but like yeah, some of them like can't get into schools, right? So if we had scholarships and stuff, like I feel like it could make the team like really like a championship team, depending on like who comes to UBC, obviously.
this may seem like a very obvious answer, but I do want to get just your actual take on it. If UBC ever, they do establish an esports program, they get scholarships, and they do hire for the role of coach, would you go for it, or would you just pursue other things?
I'd be down for it. Yeah, if like there's this whole scholarship going on, there's like money going around.
Yo, yeah,
Obviously,
no,
like
no,
I
no, yeah, no money. I was implying that like there's a whole program you would actually be there, being employed like an actual employee of
oh yeah,
UBC.
I'd straight up be down like high key. Like
That's
since
awesome.
like I went to the school, I know a lot of people there. I'm
Mm-hmm.
friends with quite a bit of the execs and stuff. I yeah, it's still home to me.
Yeah,
Even though like I'm leaving now and all that, but BBC's still home to me. Like I'm always down to help out if they need it. But like yeah, I don't think I could coach another year if like I'm not gonna be able to sustain myself. It's probably just like a smarter decision to try to look for something like that has money in it for.
No, yeah, I got you. I mean, that's essentially why I work in a casino because I mean, while casting does pay a little, contract. For one, the hustle is just not my speed at all. I hate hustling. I hate connecting, networking, putting myself out there. I just like being. It's why I've been with CSL for like 7 to 8 years because I'm comfortable. They know me and they'll hire me again if I ask them to. Yeah, that's essentially why I work in casino business because unless I
You need
like
to sustain yourself, right?
exactly, yeah. And 'cause
Yeah.
unless I move out to California, and I actually talked to Returned about this, Steven Johnson earlier today about that, because he actually did do the leap and went out to California. I talked to him about all that, and he's like, it's freaking hard. So, I like, I have a wife, I have a dog. I'm not roommate friendly. I'm not, I'm very introverted. I'm private. I like my own space. And yeah, if I go out to LA, I have to be making some decent money to get myself a place by myself. And I know casting is like hard, especially right now. There's so much talent on the casting field that I just, oh man, I don't like competing with my friends. I think,
Yeah, it seems kind of rough when you like trying to fight like for a spot, especially against like people like you love and stuff.
yeah, like if so Steven and I do two different roles in casting, so it normally isn't an issue. But if I ever like had to take a job from him, that would make me so sad. And if he ever took a job from me, I mean that's business, and I would look at it that way. But it would be like, well, that sucks.
Yeah, like it kind of it sucks, but like at the end of the day, sometimes some people need it, right? So it's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
yeah. No, very true. Let's move to Rainbow Six, man.
Cool.
Let's we by the way, so I'm not still not very good at that game, but we should play more often.
Oh yeah, I'm down. I don't play every day, but I play pretty often.
I started playing Warzone. I bought that yesterday, or I didn't buy. I downloaded it yesterday.
Oh, Call of Duty.
Yeah, it's actually kind of fun. Like I've had a hankering to play Apex lately, and like battle royals. I'm not good at battle royals, but I like.
I
I
actually didn't know you were into VR games.
I'm not like necessary. I'm not hugely into BR games. Like I played a lot of what was the old one with PUBG? I played a lot of PUBG back in the day. I never played. I played one game of Fortnite. I'm like, oh, this isn't my style. And I tried H1Z1 and I just didn't like it. And then that's when I moved on to PUBG. I played a lot of PUBG. I actually like PUBG, and I was getting better at it. And I wasn't. I won't say I was like extraordinary whatsoever, but I knew how to be savvy with the map and how to do things I needed to do. And then Blackout came out, and I thought Blackout was just a great improvement, but it's so fast that I like Call of Duty has this thing where it's like I feel like Call of Duty is for people with massive ADHD because everything goes on so fast, so quick, and then you die. I don't know if you ever like played like the normal Call of Duty where like it's
Yeah.
the death match. It's just that's all it is. It's spawning, dying, and yeah, man, that's too fast. That's way too fast for me. So I found Apex, and I actually really liked Apex. I played Apex for a while, and that was like my jam, and I've kind of felt like playing that for a bit lately. But then Warzone came out, and I played some Warzone, and like it's so chaotic that I actually dig the fast pacedness because also it takes less time to kill people in that game, which was always my bane because like I can shoot really well for like the first fraction of a second, and then the next 3 fractions of a second I'm like, all right, well I suck, which is like I guess that's like my recoil control just not kicking in there. But man, Warzone. So I was playing some Warzone right before I got on this call, and oh man, I got my first helicopter, and it was so fun because I got on there with 2 other guys, just 2 random guys, and we like like strafed a building just shooting at people. It was so fun. And there's like just so many explosions and noises going on in that game that like I kind of like that sort of I like that energy. It's where it's not like the deathmatch where it's so fast and you just like don't have time to really process things. There's like so much ambient noise going on in the death matches, but like you're dying so much that it doesn't even matter. Warzone, you don't die as fast because it's a battle royal, and that's just how they're designed. But there's so much going on. There's so much ambient noise. There's gunshots. There's explosions. There's like vehicles. There's helicopters, and the helicopters all make their like weird noises too. So I really enjoy it right now. So I've been playing that, but I still am playing Rainbow Six, and I just got I just started playing the new season, and
I haven't played the new season.
It's a 65 gigabyte patch, which really threw me off. But
that's so big, dude.
That's giant. Why would they do that? They remade the Oregon map, and I don't know.
Oh god, I hate that map too.
I don't like it now. I had a soft spot for Oregon because the brief moment I was casting Rainbow Six for Collegiate, it was like Oregon was like my favorite map to cast because it was really easy to learn. I never really liked playing it, but now they remade it, and I actually kind of hate the damn thing. It's like,
what's your favorite map then?
It was Hereford, but people gave me shit for that, and then they took it off. But yeah, I think now I think it might be Coastline or Bank. I actually like Bank a lot. There's a lot of different strategy to Bank and Coastline that I really enjoy.
Mine was Bank until Outback came out. I really like Outback. I might be kind of dumb for saying that.
No, man. Actually, I actually don't like Outback, but it's because I suck at it, not because the map. I feel like the map just sucks. It's because I suck at navigating the map, and I know that. But Outback is actually a really cool map. Like, I really like defending on Outback a lot. But
yeah, it's so fun. Like, yeah. I just feel like there's so many different angles in Outback that like a lot of maps don't have. That like that's why I'm like I have.
Yeah, you might like the new Oregon. It does have a lot of corners, a lot of turns.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. Yeah. I want to go try it out later.
The basement is way different. I mean, all of it's different, but man, the basement really threw me off because like the basement was a very like meat and potatoes. Like you have 3 points of entry, 4 if you count the hatch, but that's always going to be watched. Like there's the basement defense in Old Oregon was so formulaic that I love that so much. They changed all of it, and I have no freaking clue what I'm doing now, and it sucks. But I think I might just need to play more of it, and that might solve a lot of it.
It's kind of like the thing for every map, though, or like every game that has maps. As long as you play the game like a lot and so often, like you'll get used to the maps, and you'll find like tips and tricks that other people don't know.
Yeah,
like a lot of people didn't know that you can get on top of the washing machine in Old Oregon.
Yeah, I know. No, I don't even know if there is. I don't remember if there is a washing machine now. But again, everything's like there's so many corridors and corners in the new map now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do like the entry point or the offensive points for the new bedroom. It's a little more interesting. I haven't really gotten much experience with anything on the first floor yet, though. But the second floor and the basement are like very different. I like the new theme park a lot too, by the way, guys.
There's a new theme park too, dude. How long have I not?
Wow.
I don't think I've played that map in a while.
Yeah, man.
I think it's because I'm playing I haven't been playing like the unranked playlist. I've been playing like the weird maps like Tower, like
Oh yeah.
And like House. That's why I haven't been getting like much of the new map.
Oh my gosh, I forgot House existed.
Yeah.
I actually like Tower.
Wait a minute. You like that map?
Yeah.
I get lost on that map like 9 out of 10 times that I'm playing it.
Wait. Tower, is that the one with the tea room, or is that the one with the what is it? It like has parts where you can just literally jump off the map, like inside like a mall looking thing.
Yeah. Towers like you can like go down the sides and you always spawn on the roof. And then, like, you walk towards
that. Oh, never mind. I hate Tower.
Yeah,
never mind.
I was about to say, dude, everyone hates Tower.
Yeah, I absolutely hate that map. No, I was talking about the Skyscraper is the one I'm talking about.
Oh, that's like the Japan-looking one.
Yeah, that's the one with the tea room. Yeah, I actually really like that map, and they took it out of rank rotation. I was very sad about that. But
I haven't played ranked in so long.
I still play ranked. Oh man, they actually have an arcade mode. Did you ever used to play GoldenEye for the Nintendo 64?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I played it like when I was in like grade 7,
Yeah,
like with a couple.
they had a mode on there, man, with a golden gun, and it was one shot, one kill. And they brought that into Rainbow Six with a golden gun. You have a golden D50, I think, and it's one shot, one kill, and you only have one bullet in the chamber as well. Yeah, it's actually like one in the chamber from old Call of Duty, except you can reload all the time. And
Oh,
that
wait,
one,
is that mode still out there, dude? That
yeah,
sounds kind of fun.
yeah, it's really fun. Yeah, they
Oh,
just released it with this patch, so if you download the patch, you'll be able to play it.
I'm actually pretty excited to play.
Yeah, man, it's actually really fun. I love One in the Chamber. I love Man with a Golden Gun, and I like this arcade mode a lot too. And the gun looks really pretty, and I spent whatever renown I had built up to buy the new operators just on that. So I have no renown again.
The new operators. What do
Yeah.
they do?
There's the dude on defense. He like has a speed boost of some sort. Like he can get by really fast, like across the map really fast. And then the lady on offense, she like she has a holo projector of herself. So like whenever you throw her device, you create a projection, kind of like
Alibi?
yeah, similar to Alibi, except you control it and move it, and you can like go explore with it, but you can't shoot or anything with it, and it gets destroyed real easily. But it's yeah, you can tell where everyone is. It's like having a drone, except it's a hologram, and you're acting just like you are as a normal operator with no guns or anything. But you can go like do all the things that you can as an
You can
operator.
like sprint and like crouch and stuff.
Yeah,
Oh, dude, you just like start sprinting, crouch peeking, and like you'll just find it where everyone.
yeah. Essentially, yeah. It's essentially just going to find where everyone is and just seeing where they're peeking at angles.
Yeah.
Just like a drone, except you're a hollow image.
You're
And
a
also
person.
yeah, and also it can be like a distraction if you're like doing a rush. You can go in with like Blitz and Dokkaebi or Lion, and also have her there with the hologram, make them waste their position and or just their attention, so you can easily just pick them off.
It sounds crazy. What the?
Yeah, I think her like operator image is her on a moon or something like that. She's supposed to be some futuristic person.
Everyone's hopping on this future like hype train now.
Because we have a space force in the United States now.
Wait, really?
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's like Donald Trump's military legacy. Is he commissioned the space force for the United States.
The United States Space Force.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you were memeing. High key,
I'm not.
but
I'm really
I guess
not.
you're not.
I'm really
I
not.
guess you're not.
Nope. That's where a lot of our military budget's going right
I
now.
had to Google it. I'm like, wait, we have space warfare going on?
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's a logical step in our like military, but yeah.
Oh no.
I don't know, man.
I can't wait for the Canadian space war.
I can't either. I'm just so excited for all the memes.
It sounds like we're memeing, but like this
We're
is a
not.
legitimate thing. I just Googled it. Commander in Chief is President Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Wow, this is a legitimate thing.
Yeah, man. That's where a lot of our money is going right now. That's why we don't have hospitals to fight COVID-19.
Oh no.
God.
I mean, you can go into space and isolate yourself there.
Thank goodness. I can't wait to be on the space shuttle for that.
Oh no, dude.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why a lot of people are getting into this whole space thing. Maybe that's not why, but I mean, it just happens to all be there at the same time.
R6 did the space thing. TFT has like the space thing right now for League.
Yeah.
Uh,
There was a Call
like
of
this-
Duty in space, wasn't there?
yeah, this was like the was it? It was one of the all or like space warfare or something.
Yeah.
I stopped following Call of Duty after Black Ops came out, and then I picked it up again when Warzone came out. I played the tutorial, and that's about it.
Hit me up for
But
some Warzone if you want pretty soon, because
yeah,
like
yeah, I'm down.
I'm gonna be playing that in Rainbow Six until Final Fantasy VII Remake comes out.
I
And
gotta get my good old fix on shooters now that I don't need to spam League of Legends.
yeah, dude, it is so relieving not having to do that because man, League is just so toxic in my life. And even Rainbow Six's community is like weird, but Ubisoft like has a very proactive way of handling them, so I don't
Yeah,
mind
dude,
it.
you just get banned right away if you do anything bad. I
Like,
mean,
yeah,
like if you like say the N word and stuff, you'll get banned. But I mean,
oh yeah,
it's
as
not
you should.
that. It's not that like that. But if you're
Yeah,
like hacking, it'll be pretty like it announces you get banned and stuff.
yeah, I like the public shaming of bannings.
Yeah, it just pops up, dude. Yo, you know how many rounds that's gotten me killed because I like something pops on my screen and I like look at it and then I get shot from like the right side. I'm like,
Oh my
oh my
gosh.
gosh.
Yeah, because sometimes it'll go on a ban train and it'll just won't stop for like 2 minutes.
Yeah, like I'm like zoned in on my crosshair, and then all of a sudden I see that my peripheral vision shifts to that, and I'm like, oh, I'm dead.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even
It's
think.
okay though. It's still fun to look at like some of the names people have and like the
Oh
way
my
they're getting
gosh.
like,
Yeah.
oh no, dude, this guy got banned for being boosted by a cheater. But did you ban the cheater, Ubisoft?
Yeah, I don't know. I do like their proactive steps because I mean, I like the main thing that I had an issue with was the team killing, and they got rid of it. Well, they didn't get rid of it. It's still there. You just have to
They
go
can
through.
kill themselves. Dude.
Yeah, they can do that. There's a couple of ways that they can get around it, and they have to have multiple people. So if you have like a whole squad of just team killers, then I mean you're destined to lose anyways. But yeah, I do like the proactive steps for toxicity that I think Riot just doesn't give a crap about at all. So yeah,
I don't think Riot really like they can do like as much like banning like Tyler one and stuff like that, but it doesn't fix your community at all.
no, no, no,
It's just like it's barely even a step in the right direction.
no. I agree.
I've just been playing the game for so long that like, it's so hard to like just instantly jump out of it. Like I'm still on the lines of like I need to play at least one game of League a day.
That's yeah,
To get
dude.
my
That's called
footing.
an addiction. And no, that game is designed for that. No, no, no. And I'm not
Yeah.
criticizing you. I was the exact same way, and every now and then I still feel that way. But like when Fiddlesticks comes out, I might pick it back up. I think I'm going to because
That's
I.
a little too spooky. Dude.
Oh man, he looks so cool. His voice sounds really cool, but I know people are gonna be playing my baby, and like he's precious to me, and I don't want people fucking with him, and I know they're going to.
I mean, like it's just like every time a new champion gets reworked or like comes out, like you can just expect people to spam it.
Yeah,
So like if I were you, like when he comes out, just like wait a week and then you can
yeah.
probably do like
Yeah, I'll probably end up doing that. Hey, before we hop off of here, I actually have been curious. What is the name? So your Twitter handle is LOL Nampion. Am I
yeah
pronouncing that right?
yeah champion.
What is it? What is that from?
Okay, so obviously like when you met me, I was Gabby M1K.
Yeah.
Just that like short story about that is just it's just my like nickname plus like you know a weird way to spell monk because monk was back then I was ice monk.
Oh,
But
okay.
like monk was taken, so I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm just gonna use my name. So what happened was one time, I was in the UBC gaming lounge. I'm like, I'm gonna step out for some food. Is it okay if I leave my league account on? Can you guys watch? Yeah, well, sure, whatever. I left. My girlfriend actually went on my account and changed my name to this. So I've just been kind of going by.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, it's like it's obviously like if some Korean people are watching, it means husband. Right there, she's like throwing hints,
Oh,
but I don't know, dude.
oh, that's so sweet.
It's all right. Yeah, I mean, it sounds pretty cool, so I just kind of roll and.
Yeah, it is actually a really cool name. That's what your name is in the Star Wars XCOM 2 mod I have.
Yeah, I saw. It was pretty cool. How's that going, by the
Dude,
way?
okay,
Did
so you're like one of my best characters because you just chuck grenades and have a shield, and like you have like, okay, so overall, it's really fun. I've taken a slight break because I started doing other things, but like it's still on my save files. Like I can go back to it anytime. I killed the 3 chosen, which are like Sith lords in the game, and I killed them, and I'm on my way to sprinting to the end because I stopped creating characters. I created like 30 to 35 characters from Twitter, and I stopped creating them because I wasn't playing anyone's story out, and I really wanted to do that. So I started doing that, and man, it is just so fun to just play a Star Wars modded XCOM 2 because I love Star Wars, and being able to just go out and play so one of my favorite things about role playing games is like, especially like Fallout or any kind of Bethesda game where you just get to engross yourself into that kind of character. You have the options of like freedom of choice of going different paths and things. I really enjoy engrossing into a narrative. For instance, I made a John Cena character in Fallout 4 one time.
John Cena.
Where
was his stealth like 100?
No, that's actually
okay.
no. I see what that's actually really funny, and I'm sad I didn't think of that. No, he was just a really big brute who like punched people, but he was really stupid. So he had no communication skills. Even though like John Cena in real life is like an incredibly smart guy, I made him just like really stupid and like a punchy guy. So I like got into that character, like, and I will play that character. I also do kleptos. I do pyromaniacs. I do chaotic, just absolute chaotic people as well. Yeah. I guess the whole story. I'm getting off a tangent. The main thing is I really like role playing. So like when I go to play a Star Wars game, like creating all those characters and their backstory and playing them the way that I thematically think they should be played is really cool. Your character, for instance, was a guerrilla warfare person from Kashyyyk who grew up with Wookiees as they were being enslaved. So you make guerrilla tactics and guerrilla warfare like you're part of your main thing. So I was thinking, what does guerrilla warfare have to do? They hide. They're like, and they fucking blow shit up. So I gave your character like 6 or 7 grenades, and he is like one of the most versatile characters. Like, I won't say he's a versatile. He's like one of the most useful characters I have because he's like
a big shield, dude.
Yeah, yeah. The shield was a shout out to our Rainbow Six fandom, so which also really helped too. So yeah, big shield boy who has just a ton of health. A lot of shielding, and just chucks grenades all over the map, and it's so fun, man. I love your character in that game. I love all my characters, but man, it is so fun because like you're like a mainstay, and I think you've only almost died only once, but that was to like an ATST. And
okay, I mean like that's
yeah, right.
Yeah, like big robot versus man with shield.
Yeah, well, man with shield that chucks grenades and has a ton of health, so like you actually do survive like one of his shots at least, which is miraculous.
That's pretty poggers right there, man.
It's really fun. I'll get back into it eventually, and it'll be there waiting for me. But right now, I'm like taking a hiatus to do other things, but it's been really fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good note to end on. I really appreciate your time, Chris. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for having me on here.
More than happy. Yeah, I hope I hope the layoffs don't affect you too hard, and I hope, man, honestly, I mean, obviously we all hope this thing gets over pretty quickly, but I hope you have a great future ahead of you no matter what, because man, you got a lot of like things to work with. Obviously you graduated college, so even not even knowing what that is, that's always a good thing to have taken into the
it's the backup
world.
plan if esports falls through, you know.
Yeah, and that's the thing though. I don't think it has to. I mean, if you like, I think there's enough opportunity out there, and if not, there's gonna be, especially once all this virus stuff falls out. Because you have to realize that, like, I guess college isn't really a big thing to look at for enduring this sort of thing, but esports in general, it is, because there's still a lot of esports going on, and I think investors are gonna look at that because there's a lot of people losing a lot of money on NBA, football, and baseball right now.
Well, yeah, the seasons aren't like rolling, and the part about esports is you can play on.
Yeah, man, and I think that's gonna. I think after this is all done, that's gonna be a big takeaway factor from this as far as investors going. So I think there's gonna be a lot of opportunity for you, is what I'm trying to say, and I wish the best of luck to you, man.
Yeah, thanks, man. I'll definitely keep in touch with you. You know,
Yeah.
I'll look at like some of the stuff you've been saying.
Yeah, we're gonna be playing some Warzone soon.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. We'll play some Warzone, R6, maybe
Yeah.
some Apex as well.
Yeah,
I
man.
gotta stay away from League for a little bit. It's been 3 years straight where I've been playing this game like nonstop.
I am
So
very happy to be what do they call it? Your sponsor.
yeah, man.
All right, man. You have a great day and stay safe and be healthy.
You too, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Hope you all enjoyed that one. Like I said, Chris and I are pretty chill together. I really enjoy just talking to him in general. Fun fact: I do have a fear that because I've played Rainbow Six with him before, and he's relatively quiet. So I had a slight fear of getting long form conversation out of him. So I before all this happened, I told him I was just going to ask him a completely bogus question if he ends up being really quiet and giving me like one word answers. That wasn't the case this time. He gave me plenty of good answers. Good, it was good conversation. That's what I'm trying to say. But I'm not going to say exactly what I was going to ask him because it's probably not appropriate. But it was just more of shock value to be able to get an answer out of him, and I guess ease him into this a little bit more because obviously I'm not gonna be like super serious about everything. I mean, I do take this channel serious, but you know, like it's casual conversation. We don't have to get into deep philosophy or anything like that. Either way, I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you very much for listening, watching, however you do. My name is Joshua Fekasquest. You can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/PHEQES. I'll have that in the description below, along with Coach Chris's Twitter as well. And thank you for listening once again. Like, share, subscribe, wash your hands, stay away from people who you don't know where they've been or anything like that. I know that sounds weird. It's a very weird wording that I just did, but you know what I mean. And I hope you follow the social distancing rules because it doesn't seem like this is slowing down, and it really should. And you can do it. I've done it. I'm trying. I think I am. I hope I am. I don't want to think about the scenario where I'm not. So let's just move on from there. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you for not Friday. I'm doing 2 a week now. Talk to you Monday. Have a good one. Stay safe.